I'm John Kunihiro. I have an honor to have today Michael Sakwich, our senior acupuncturist, and he is been working for us for 6 years. And we're going to talk about something very, very fascinating for many people is struggling today is called migraine. And the migraine is related to TMJs, and that's something that people suffering for many, many years because it's related to muscles, pain, attention, stress, pain, a lot to do with the structure of your body, vascular disease, whatever. Approximately millions and millions of people suffer daily with migraine, and how acupuncture and dry needle can help you to manage much better. Michael, can you explain a little bit how to acupuncture can help with, and or dry needle both can help with the TMJ?
Sure, sure. Well, with migraines, TMJ, if you're talking about migraines, it can come from a lot of different places as well. Like migraines could sometimes be hormonal. Migraines can come from stress sometimes. It can come from barometric changes. It can be all these things can create migraines, headaches. And then if you do have some jaw grinding, things like that, that'll get all this stuff going too. And so basically acupuncture will help kind of balance everything out a little bit, de-stress, it'll kind of relax the muscle a bit. And then if the root of the problem ends up really being muscular, then dry needling all through your neck, shoulders, that can make really quick changes for these patients.
Just for curiosity, it's very interesting is that's mean when you put the needles itself helps to release the tension, or it is you manipulate with the needles, how they works?
Well, it depends on what we're doing. So I prefer to start with acupuncture because it's very gentle,
right?
And it will help just reduce inflammation. It will help loosen the muscle to some degree. For some people, to a great degree. And then there's other, things that happen just by doing acupuncture. You can releasing dopamine, endorphins, all that feel-good stuff, all that natural pain-killing, pain-relieving things in the body are released. So doing acupuncture is really great for these patients. But then dry needling, if we find it necessary, is really powerful as well, but it works very differently. That's when we're moving around the muscle with the needle, trying to get the muscle to respond and to release, and trying to basically create space where, if it is a jaw problem, then we're creating space in the jaw and relieving, a lot of pressure that they might have in there, and just that, the grinding and all that stuff, which a lot of times is just stress anyway.
That's amazing. One of the things is my brother's a dentist, and he told me one thing, the research they did when he was in the dental school, that each teeth are related to your organs. Like we do acupuncture at each part of the muscles is related to the organs. This was the meridian area. And the teeth like number 1, 6, 11, 12, 16 is related to your heart. 1 to 11 is related to your liver as well. And that's some things like sometimes you have imbalance in your life, that you have so much chaos, so many difficult things is going through. Daily stress or your job or your kids, and sometimes relationship problems. That's how the acupuncture come in handy.
Can be, absolutely.
Yeah, and
just kind of balances everything.
Absolutely. And I said, can you tell me a little bit the story? Somebody has that successful story.
Well, just yesterday, we had somebody come in, and she like had to come in. She was like, "Oh my God, this is an emergency. I really need some help." She was having vertigo. She couldn't open her eyes because it was painful. Her head was so painful in general, and she was just, and it came on suddenly. She woke up in the morning. She felt like a little thing in her neck, And then as the day progressed, it turned into this, which is, after 6 hours, it became that bad. And so in that type of scenario, I really wanted to help her calm down because she's so stressed out about the situation, and just kind of get the whole thing to balance. So I did what I do, a meridian balancing treatment, which is sort of like Japanese origin. And it does really calm everything down. It's very balancing to the mind, the neurological system, the muscles. It just sort of treats everything at once, and it gets everything just to chill out. And then, so I let her relax for a while. And when I came back to the room, she could open up her eyes.
Wow.
Wow, I can actually, my head's not spinning, but her neck was still really tight. And she couldn't turn her head very well. And so I dry needled some things in her neck. And her migraine was gone. And it's sort of miraculous. That's a pretty, good story for her. Not everybody's so easy.
Right.
But that's like how profoundly this stuff, how well that works, and how obvious of a change that, just in 1 hour, from her walking in and like being completely miserable, and her walking out being like almost a different person, and that's how powerful this medicine can be.
Yeah, this is a great story, because if you think about equally, if you take medication, nothing against medication. I think medication is necessary in a lot of ways. However, if you do this alternative with, it should be not the alternative, but this option that is a great option, that you can calm down your mind.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't matter if you take pain medication and you release the pain, but the pain will come back.
Yeah.
You're not going to stop your stress because your pain went away, then your stress is still continue.
Right.
But if you have this meridian balance in your life, probably can improve your grinding and improve your biting.
Yeah.
Because this kind of things, the situation, we need to look before and after what you're doing in your life that will be increasing this stress you're going. And I think that's the acupuncture will help you to calm down your mind.
Yeah. It can help your relationships in your life, because you're not so like ready to, react when somebody says something you don't like, because you're like, oh, I got my acupuncture. I feel nice. I feel relaxed. I can handle this. I can handle that guy cutting me off in traffic. All these things. One thing though that, what's normal though is, let's say, most people that I have regularly are tension headaches, right? And that's also could be stress. But it's also hours, especially now with COVID, hours and hours of sitting on the computer, working from home,
Right.
on a computer that they're not used to, or a desk they're not used to working on for 40 to 60 hours a week. And so, they're like this, and their posture is really bad, and they're under extreme stress because they're home all the time.
Right.
And so having that stress relief and then getting these muscles to release, it's, if somebody has chronic headaches, tends to be a few weeks before it's a real obvious difference. But then, and not to say everybody's going to be fixed in a few weeks, but it tends to be after a few weeks of doing acupuncture, dry needling, people have a very different perception of like what their day-to-day is and how much tension they have in their body. It can change pretty quickly for somebody who's been suffering for something for years.
Right.
You can make it change quickly.
Wow, that's a great story. I really appreciate your time, and other things too. I can you give some tips what they can do daily things, like let's say ergonomically your computer. I was talking with David this morning. He's like, I have a lot of tension in my neck and it's have numbness in my hands and give me headache. I say, well, let's change your monitor more in the front and it's still more organic, ergonomically. You can look instead of be on the side, and small changes like that really helps, right? What else the tips you can give to them to help to improve their life as decrease a little bit their tension and things like that? What do you do? Because I know you do qigong, and this is something you need to wait that we will start recording. Mike will start doing some qigong every week. We are working on that. But can you give some tips for them?
Just breathing.
That's a big thing.
One of this guy that I went to acupuncture school with, he is a yoga guy, and he was working with some people that have really bad posture. And so he said, set a timer on your telephone, and every hour, when the timer goes off,
Breathe.
lower your shoulders, sit up straight, keep your spine straight, take a deep breath into your stomach or into your abdomen, hold it there, and then slowly exhale. Do that a few times, and then go back to whatever you're doing.
How about we do right now? And the people
Okay.
can like, sure, okay, let's teach me like I am your student.
So I would sit almost, on the edge of
If
your
I
seat.
feel like we slouch right now, right? Then we better just
So you wanna
stay
sit?
straight.
Sit on the edge of your seat.
And
Keep your,
okay.
it helps keep your spine straight.
Straight.
Okay.
Okay.
And then nice drop
Oh,
shoulders.
Okay. Let me relax. Let's relax. Okay.
Drop shoulders,
Mhm.
and then kind of like to tuck the chin in a little bit,
Mhm.
and then a nice soft breath into your belly. Just hold it for a moment. Exhale at the mouth. Hold. Exhale. One more. Hold. Exhale. And then it's back to work.
Michael, this is actually, probably took you like 30 seconds, but it's very powerful.
Yeah.
And you guys should do every day those, every hour. I think it will change your life.
Yeah.
But
Stay calm.
exactly. And I would recommend Michael. He is amazing. And definitely come and check it out. He has a great stories. And we will see you soon. Thank you, Michael.
Thank you. My pleasure.
That was good, Michael.
Yeah, it's good.
Okay.